Alright, guys. Sunday night, sitting here, just relaxing, trying to get my head wrapped around the schedule for this week. And what I thought about doing is I'm going to do kind of a series on my life day to day as a full time employee and an aspiring tournament fisherman, we'll call it. Um, what I do to get time on the water, when I have time. Um, I won't really go into my day to day. I have a full time job. I work from 5 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. I have 3 kids that I'm with 3 afternoons a week, and then every other weekend. So time on the water is limited, and just kind of wanted to show everybody what it is to, or what it takes, I guess, to be able to put time on the water. The last minute trips of an afternoon where you only get 2 hours on the water, or maybe it's not 2 hours on the water, maybe it's an hour or two of an evening going through gear and respooling rods, or reorganizing tackle, or going through and taking an inventory and seeing what you need, what you're going to need for the next tournament, or maybe it's mapping out um, where you're going to fish on the next tournament, um, doing research, just kind of what I have to do to be somewhat competitive and still manage my day to day. Some of it is going to be real short videos, may only be 2 or 3 minutes long. Some of them may be 7 or 8 minutes long. I'll still try to do some of my actual fishing. I'm still going to use the GoPro. I was actually trying to upload a video tonight, but for some reason I can't get the files to upload. So, I'll get those when I can. But the main part of this is just there's a kayak tournament fishing has gotten really big over the last couple of years, and last year I've only fished one tournament, um, just to kind of get my feet wet. I knew I wanted to do it. I spent a lot of the time last year just getting the kayak ready, getting equipment that I wanted. I actually have a new rod on its way now that should be here before my first tournament in February. Um, right now I'm planning on 9 tournaments this year with Queen City Kayak Bass Fishing. Um, they start in February, and then last tournament is in October. Um, we have one tournament that's a non-trail event in August. I don't know if I'll fish it or not. Um, I just have to kind of see how that goes. I'll be fishing all across, well, not all across, but I'll be fishing from Lake Hickory, Lake Norman, Mountain Island Lake, Lake Wiley, Baden Lake, and Lake Hartwell is going to be our stops this year. So I'm looking forward to it. I've got a buddy of mine that's going to be fishing partners with me, or the team events. So I have to have at least 7 that we both fish to qualify for that. I am competing in the Angler of the Year this year. So name of the game this year is going to be consistency. Um, it's been cold. It's been wet. Last time I was out was actually a pretty nice day. I didn't film anything because it was like I said, it was kind of a last minute trip after work. Just decided to go and didn't have my camera with me, but wanted to try a different ramp, look at a different part of the lake. So some of those I will have footage of, some of them I won't. And that's not the main focus of this. The main focus is going to be me going about my week and making the most of the limited time that I do have to fish so that I can stay on top of, my game and raise my game to the next level. Um, I am planning on fishing tomorrow. I'm gonna have the GoPro charged up. Hopefully, I remember it in the morning. Uh, but it makes for a long day, and it's tiring, and it's a lot of times you don't necessarily want to go after you've worked for 9 or 10 hours a day. But time is a luxury, and you have to be willing to put that time on the water in. And I've got a lot of guys that I work with that fish, and I ask them all the time, hey, do you want to go? No, I don't want to go. Just want to go home and relax after work. And that's not me. This is the first time that I've put this much effort into fishing. Um, I fished since I was a little kid, but it's the first time that I've truly wanted to be competitive with my fishing. And I think I've got a good setup. I've got the new canoe Flint. Um, I love it. It's a great boat. I've got Garmin electronics. Um, I've got a battery that'll last me days on end. I've got good rods and reels. Slowly getting them upgraded. Some of the reels are a little bit older, but they're still good. And I think now I'm to a point where I don't need to focus on my equipment and my boat as much as I can, just focusing on fishing itself and honing my skills and being competitive. So that's where we're at right now. Um, like I said, some of the videos may be me driving home from work and just kind of my thought process for the rest of the week, or what I've got going on and where I'm going to try to work in fishing. And especially right now, it's kind of crazy. We've got inventory at work. Um, I've got to work all night Friday night, all day Friday, and then I've got to work probably a good between 2 and 6 hours or so on Saturday. I'm going to try to hit the lake afterwards if we get out on time, or if we get out early enough. If not, then I'll be out there all day Sunday. So, it's going to be kind of a day to day, I guess. I'm kind of rambling on at this point, but uh, I hope that you guys like it. I hope that if you guys have questions, I will be more than happy to answer them. I appreciate each and every one of you guys' support, and I love getting the feedback. I love talking to you guys. Um, Met a couple of guys on here that are pretty close to me, and we talked about going fishing and stuff, and I'd love to set some of that stuff up. Uh, but like I said, leave me a comment, ask me questions. I'm not a professional fisherman. I'm far from. I'm just an average guy who really enjoys it, and I think it'll be fun to document my journey this year, the first full tournament trail season. Right now, countdown is, let's see, it's January 20th, so first tournament is February 17th, so, not too far away. So, a lot to do, a little time to do it, and I'd appreciate it if you guys would just follow along and go on this journey with me. So, that's all I've got for tonight. Um, I'll probably pick back up Tuesday or Wednesday of this week. Kind of give you guys an update on where I'm at this week as far as time on the water, things I figured out. And yeah, so until the next time, tight lines and have a great week. Thank you again.